Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blown to Bits. My name's Adam, and this is the podcast where we talk about everything nerdy, but mostly video games. And today I am joined by...
Charlie.
Ryan.
How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Awkward.
Awkward? Why awkward?
That was a bit of an awkward start.
How so?
I don't know. Risk of Rain 2 is out, and that is awesome.
Yeah, Risk of Rain 2 is out.
We're just going to jump right into it.
Yeah, I just got a chance to play it, like, for real. Just about 20 minutes ago. It's freaking sweet.
Yeah, I texted Charlie, and I was like, you need to come over early before we record so you can play Risk of Rain 2. It's so good. How good is it, Adam?
I think it's definitely in my top 10 games of all time already. Easily. I do still feel like there's a lot of improvements to be made and a lot of content to be added, which is to be expected because it's in early access. But for an early access game, it already blows other games out of the water. Like, it's kind of crazy how good it is.
It's so easy to lose, like, complete track of time. Like last night, I was like, I'm just going to jump on and play around before bed. And then 2 hours later, I was like, I should probably get off.
Was it the same round?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
I was like at 115 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, I've done quite a few where it was, close to that. I haven't done a 2-hour run yet. I'm still trying to get that elusive challenge where you get 200% attack speed. And I have not been able to do it yet. I did have one run where I found a fabricator that would keep pumping out this soldier syringe, which is what increases your attack speed. But I didn't have enough items to quite get there. I think I ended up with like 15 soldier syringes, and it still wasn't enough.
You just basically sound like a bee going.
Well, I was the commando who already has a pretty high, fire rate, so it was just ridiculous. Like, he was just like, and I was just like, this is not 200%. Like, I don't even know what 200% is. That just like a straight laser?
I don't know. I haven't got there.
Man.
I got the 300% movement speed. I was pretty much running around like the Flash. That was fun.
Zipping everywhere.
See, now that one's easier to get because there's multiple movement speed items, and it counts sprinting on that one.
Yeah, so I think there's 3 different ones. There's the goat hoof, the soda, and the red whip.
Yeah, but 200% attack speed is only soldier syringe or get the fuck out. Like, so... I don't know. But I did get, I got a couple of really hard achievements today. I got the multi-kill, which is kill 15 enemies at the same time. And
Nice.
And I got the kill the portal boss in 15 seconds or less.
I would think that a high-level engineer would be pretty easy to do 15 enemies at once.
How I did it was with the it was an item. I'm trying to remember what item it was. It was one of the usable items.
It's probably the black hole.
No, it wasn't the black
No?
hole. It was one that does damage. It was the lightning strike. That's what it was.
You could always use the black hole and then the Huntress's AoE attack.
Yeah, you could do that. Huntress AoE doesn't do that much though. It doesn't do enough damage, I don't think. I was using Commando. No. Never mind. I didn't use a Q item. I was using Commando when I did it, and I had like 4 ukuleles, and then I had the meat hook, and the meat hook just pulled them all in the center, and I had the explosive bullets. That's what it was, and I just like blew them up. I remember now.
Nice. We also got the trailer for Borderlands 3.
Yes, which I think Borderlands 3, my only like nitpick of a complaint at this point is that I'm afraid the graphics are not going to be as good as I hoped they would be.
Yeah, because I remember it was a couple of years ago they were showing off the lighting demo of like the character in the tent.
Yes.
And they were like really raving about how it was going to be like next gen graphics. And then from the trailer, it looks like just Borderlands 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, to
it
a
looked
degree.
exactly like Borderlands 2, but I mean, I saw more detail in the characters, definitely, and I'm thinking the trailer's lying to us. I think when we finally get in the game, I think that's when it's going to hit us, because cel-shaded games are always kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, with that art style, it's like there's only so much you can do before you have to like start really reaching.
I think that it's going to be much, much bigger than any of the previous games, because I think you're going to be able to go to multiple worlds in it. Because in the trailer it says explore worlds, like
Yeah.
plural.
I'm hoping that there's no loading screens unless you're going maybe in between the worlds, you know? I'm hoping, like, you know, you can just drive a car around this whole planet or whatever. And
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah,
because those
no doubt
loading
the scale
screens-
is going to be a lot bigger.
Yeah, and those loading screens kind of sometimes killed the magic for me in Borderlands 1 and 2.
Yeah, especially if you're in a group and you have to like count to 4, and then someone will go into a menu. And you're like,
Damn it!
yep.
Oh god, that used to, yeah, like right at 1 too, they would wait and they'd be like, I want to change something on my character. Boot them out of the group.
So what have you been playing, Charlie?
Honestly, I've just been getting back into No Man's Sky. Getting super pumped about that VR that's coming out.
When's that come out?
Summertime.
Okay.
Summer.
Now, are you 100% sure that the VR is going to be supported on PlayStation?
Oh yes,
Yes.
most definitely. Yeah, PSVR is definitely gonna happen. Steam VR too.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because that game takes so much power to run, it just does not seem possible to run on PSVR.
I've actually, I spent, too much time today actually reading reviews, or not reviews, but people's remarks on the VR, because they had a playable version of it at some game developers thing that happens recently.
Oh, and it was on PSVR?
Yeah, like Sean Murray wasn't even sure that he wanted to do it, but it was like a last second, like, okay, let's try it out. And a lot of people are just saying like it is made, like this game is like made for VR more or less, and it's something I just really can't wait just to be a virtual astronaut again.
Yeah, ever since it came out, I always said like this game would look amazing in VR.
Yeah,
I almost felt like it was designed to be a VR game when I first started playing it. Like, I felt like they intended for it to be a VR game and then scaled it back because the game was already so huge and they had too much to do after the flood that wrecked their studio and everything like that.
yeah, yeah. It was very ambitious. So No Man's Sky, the best VR game of 2016, is my vote. But yeah, I've been doing that, and like Randy and I actually started playing a little bit of Outward, which is like a RPG.
Okay,
kind of.
just cut straight to
thing.
the chase. Is it good?
It's weird. We haven't had much time to like actually delve into it, which is like you need to invest a lot of time in like the start game to
Yeah.
like get anywhere. So
On our Discord, we've all been like going back and forth, like, well, should I get it? Should I not? I don't know anything about it.
right. I would hold off a little bit. I really want to dive more into it, but my time's a little bit limited between packing and doing all this other stuff.
The reviews have been okay on Steam. I've been reading a lot. I just want to know, can you play by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, can someone join with you? And you keep your progress, and they can just like join into your game?
I'm pretty sure that's how it works out.
It's like a drop in, drop out.
Yeah, you can easily like start and stop split screen like in the middle of the game.
Because I'm wondering about online, though, is the big thing. Because, I mean, obviously, even if Ryan and I were in the same room, we're not going to play split screen. We've each got these badass monitors we're going to be using.
Like, what he's saying is, can one person play 40 hours a week and one person play 10 hours a week and still be able to play together?
I believe so. It doesn't seem like there would be much like... I don't like think there's like a level cap or something for like co-op.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm playing strictly like same console co-op. I'm not playing online.
I heard
multiplayer.
it's really in depth. Like I heard like if you want like magic and stuff like that, you actually have to go and like seek out and learn like magic runes and shit like that.
Yeah, like there's like this giant purple mountain like that's in like the first big area that you explore, and I guess somewhere around there's some dude that might teach you how to like begin a ritual to start magic up, but you definitely don't have it in the beginning.
Is the combat at least fun?
It is. I've encountered like, some hyenas, which are not bad, and Randy and I actually just walked into a prison, thinking that, they were friendly and whatnot. So we just talked to like the head prison keeper, like, oh, we're just passing through. He's like, would you like a bed to stay in? We're like, sure. And he just threw us in jail. So we found ourselves like trying to escape. Like we had to like do all these like kind of like we had to help the cook out, and like it was pretty in depth for how to actually escape the prison or get out. So it's a lot of fun, but it requires a lot of time.
That's interesting. That might be something Ryan and I would have a lot of fun with.
Maybe that's something like when you get here, we can play a little bit every now and then.
Yeah. Like for us, it's just like, hey, you want to, just go on an adventure? And like, we're like, sure, why not? Let's see what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it like auto saves all the time, so you can't really just like go back and be like, oops, I fucked up. No, you're committed. You're committed to your character. So
now, what if your character dies? It's not permadeath, is it?
I don't know. Actually, whenever your character dies, from what I've heard, I've only died like a handful of times, like 2 or 3, but there are like different kind of situations where you find your character like revived in. Like either you can find yourself like, on the street, like next to like some clinic, or like the first time we died, like we found ourselves back in the same village. Like one of our friends just found us, and we tried to offer payment, but they're like, no, not this time. So there's no permadeath. Oh, like there's no leveling up. Like you don't have experience. So that's probably why you can just always play with your friends.
Like loot based then?
Yeah, like your equipment and like your skills. Like there are different people that can teach you different skills in
You
the
keep
different
all that
cities.
if you die.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like your equipment you might not be able to find again, but like the stuff that you learn and train for stays with you.
That's good then. So it's like almost roguelike.
To a degree, yeah.
So it's a survival game, it sounds like, almost in a way.
Yeah, it's quite Survivor like because you have to keep your thirst and your food and your sleep up to date, and like if any of those fall down, like your max stamina or your max HP or your max mana goes down.
How many people can play in one?
It's just co-op.
Just
like it's
2.
mostly just 2.
Okay.
So
yeah,
Interesting.
it seems interesting, but usually when games introduce too many like upkeep things like thirst and hunger and stuff like that, I start to get frustrated with them.
it's pretty neat, like the kind of camping based mechanism they have going on, which is neat. There's some crafting and stuff. It doesn't seem like too overwhelming for me. That's I have the most I've played of a survival game is Minecraft, I guess. So I'm not that big into it, but it's a lot of fun. It's very exciting. I can't wait to get more into it.
See, our survival experience are like the 2 most hardcore. Well, I wouldn't say 2 most hardcore, but 2 of the most hardcore survival games out there, which would be Ark and Conan. And both of those, like, Ryan loves that style of game. And I like playing games with Ryan, which is why I play them, but I get so frustrated and so tired of other players wrecking our shit in those games. Like, Ryan will tell you, like, I build badass shit in those games. Like, I can make some fucking awesome, like, little towns and buildings and shit like that, and people will just come in and just take a dump on it.
Yeah, like we enjoy like everything except the multiplayer part of it.
Right. Well, then you guys probably would love this for sure.
Can you
like
build?
Yeah.
No building so
that's
much.
what we like is building crazy bases.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it goes on sale eventually, pick it up.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of multiplayer, I think that Risk of Rain 2 is ripe for a versus multiplayer mode. I think it would be amazing, and I've already even thought of how to do it. What if they introduced a mode where it was like 2 versus 2, and you could not directly interact or attack each other. You each had your own arena you're in, and you're killing monsters and gaining gold, and you can spend your gold to open chests and get items. Like you'll get a random item out of a chest, or you can spend your gold to send more monsters to try and kill the other team.
Dude, that's awesome.
Like, how awesome would that be? That would be so sick. Like, it would go pretty quick, you know, but so you basically have to like weigh the whole time. It's like, do I defend my base by getting items and becoming stronger to defeat these enemies, or do I rush and try to crush the other team quickly with extra enemies?
I would have one person getting items and one person sending.
Yeah, like a murderer, and then like you'll be like the murderer, and then you'll be like the guy that, you know, does this.
It'd even be cool if you could kind of possess some of the monsters.
Yeah, like control them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, or like if you save up enough, like you summon a boss character.
Yeah,
and use
and
that.
You play as the boss.
There could be a lot of back and forth with that too, because the bigger monsters you send over, the more money they get, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, the bigger that it's almost like there was a mod for Warcraft 3 back in the day that was exactly like that. It was a tower defense style game where you would build like a maze or whatever, and you could spend your money sitting there improving your towers, or you could send extra creeps into everyone else's lanes. So it's pretty much the same style as that, you know, but you'd have to put like a mother base in there, you know, or something that could be destroyed by the monsters instead of just letting people die, you know, because then it could just go on way too long.
Right.
That would be an awesome idea, but I don't think we'll ever see it, considering there's only 2 people.
Yeah, I don't think we would either. I don't know.
I mean, technically it would just be one, because the artist is already done. So it'd be one guy having to build that entire thing.
Well, think about this, though. They are getting pushed by Gearbox, and the game's reception has already been tenfold bigger than they thought it would be. What if Gearbox commissioned a few people to help them out with some stuff? You know, then we could possibly see it.
Yeah. I mean, I could see like a really big team on Risk of Rain 3.
Right. I mean, if they're receptive to that help.
I mean, they could double their staff and have 4 people.
Right.
I don't know. I think I think we'll see some Risk of Rain crossover items in Borderlands 3, maybe some cosmetics. I wouldn't be shocked.
That would be interesting.
You know,
nice little shout out.
Yeah, just like something like you'll find bustling fungus. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, that's cool, you know, Risk of Rain shout out. You know, or maybe like one of the characters will have a helmet that's like the Commando's helmet from Risk of Rain or something like that.
No, I want the glasses.
Yeah.
Like
no, that's one thing I really liked about Risk of Rain 2 is like seeing like all that stuff just piled on you in 3D. Because you can see it just minusculely like on the other one.
Yeah, on the other one, like only certain items you would actually see. You know what I mean? Like it was just very few items. Like the icicles you would see, turrets obviously, and a few other things. But in Risk of Rain 2, like everything, you see every damn thing.
I wonder if like if you went on long enough, you would end up looking like the Hoarder from the Labyrinth.
Well, that run that I was on before you got on, Ryan, I had over 2 full lines of loot. Like I had like probably over half the items in the game on me, and I didn't look as ridiculous as I thought I would. Like I just looked kind of weird, you know.
Right. They don't stack, you only get one. Like if you have, 10 syringes, it only shows 1.
Yeah, it's only going to show like whenever you get a soldier syringe, it shows 4 syringes sticking in your leg. And then you get a goat leg, and it becomes 4 syringes sticking in your goat leg, and but they don't stack. Like you don't get like 2 goat legs, and you're like. But I did notice like some funny shit. Like whenever you get the goat leg, Ryan, I don't know if you noticed this. When you're running around, you hear the clop of the goat leg.
No, I haven't noticed that.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah, it's just really funny. Like you'll be sprinting and you'll hear like one regular footstep and then you'll hear clop. So it's just like pat clock, pat clock, pat clock.
Dude, there's lots of like little details they've put in that game that just make it that much better. Like the boss, like you have to stay in that red ring.
Mm-hmm.
If you move out of it, the music changes.
Ooh.
Yeah, it goes into like almost like an old timey radio kind of sound.
Neat.
Yeah, it's just like little things like that. And you can see like places in the world where they're planning on adding stuff to it. But like even like out in the distance, the islands and stuff, like if you get like enough hopo feathers and like speed and stuff, you can actually get to those.
You can get to them? Damn.
Adam said you
I got to a couple of them and there was nothing out there, but it was definitely like it was. I think it's going to be where you're going to find the artifacts, Ryan.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you remember in the first game how you got artifacts, but you had to basically find super hidden areas, and they were always super hard to get to, or you had to have certain items to even try to get there.
Right. I got a few of them.
Yeah, there was like one where you had to like hit switches through a wall or something.
Yeah. One of them, one of the harder ones to get, it was this tiny little like crack on the floor, like you'd never notice it, and you had to have something explosive because you can't shoot downward, but you had to have something explosive that you could hit that tiny little crack with, and then it would open up this little wall, and you could just walk down there and get the relic.
I think that was one of the ones that I got.
There's a lot of stuff in there just hidden, and we still haven't even. There's secrets in Risk of Rain 2 that we still haven't been able to do yet, because we've a couple times managed to make it to this island that spawns. Like it's like a gold portal at the end, and you go through that, and there's this island, and tons of enemies just mob you, and you have to kill them and get enough gold to upgrade these spires that are strewn around the islands. And when you upgrade all the spires, something is supposed to happen. I don't know what it is.
I got to that and I upgraded all the spires, and then the boss killed me.
Oh no.
So there was a boss that spawned you had to kill. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a unique boss, like something you hadn't seen before?
I can't remember. I was so tired. I was like half asleep trying to just finish it. I'm pretty sure it was a unique boss.
Yeah, because there's some challenge or something that says like find Nukunda or something like that, and I'm kind of imagining that's what that is that island boss.
Yeah, we found it. I was with a random player, and we found it on our. It was like at the end of our second loop. But like the other day, I think I ended up boss rushing after a while, and I ended up looping like 6 times, and it never put me back in that area.
I think that run we were on before we started recording, the one that Charlie was playing, I started boss rushing us, and I think Charlie and I could have probably kept going forever. Like there was just no end.
Yeah, Ryan had a good setup, so it was a lot of fun. I remember just like sitting there and just like staying in one place for 30 minutes, just having a good old time, just shooting a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, the good thing about playing with your friends is you can actually divide the loot to like make the setup that you want. So like I was giving him like all of like the soldier syringes, and then I was getting all like the sticky bombs. So
yeah, that can lay an enemy out real quick.
Oh, the sticky bombs on Commando are ridiculous. Like there was one night, I don't know if you were with us, Ryan. I know Kyle was playing with me, and we had me built with, I think it was like 12 sticky bombs. And no, it was just me and Kyle. I remember now, it was only us. And then he was built as an engineer, and he had like over 10 bustling mushroom fungus or whatever. So he would just put his shield down and both his turrets in the shield, and as soon as the boss spawned, I would just stand in his bustling fungus and I would just burn through every single boss. I was killing him in like 20 seconds or less, even the ones on, and we were on regular difficulty too.
Yeah, I remember one run I found one of those shrines where basically it takes all of your loot and turns it into one or two like kinds. So I ended up with, I think it was like 22 sticky bombs.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
It was like 22 sticky bombs, 13 stun grenades, and then like one or two like random things. So I was the robot, and he has like the highest fire rate. So it was basically like I would shoot it and it would just kind of like bubble all over. It was awesome. Of course, then I tried to do it again with like another time, and what did it give me, Adam? Like
it gave you war banners and fireworks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was already like level 15 at that time, so I mean, you're not gonna get war banners.
No.
Yeah, it sucked.
It was the end for
slow. Yeah, I died pretty fast.
Well, I think that's
Speaking
all
of
we
dying,
yeah. Speaking of dying, I think that's the end of our show. It's time for the show to die. This is the last episode ever.
Not if I have anything to do about it.
No, I'm just kidding. We've got a lot more to come because moving there, and we're all going to.
Charlie's going to have the jingle done by the time Adam gets here.
That's the goal.
Yeah, right.
You got 3 episodes, or you're out.
Right. Okay.
Adam's taking your chair.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you as always, and it's been a lot of fun. As always, you can find me on Twitter at TALLEEON. That's at Talion. And Ryan, where can you be found?
I am on Instagram at RTLTC. This last weekend, I actually just went and did a professional photo shoot, so you should go check those pictures out. They're pretty sexy.
And Charlie, what about you, bud?
You can find me on Twitter at shunt_trip, and any music service that you want to listen to, search Shunt Trip. You can find my music.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you next time.